Before we slept together the first time, he asked what I would do if I got pregnant. I'm 33, I said. I would keep the kid. I was at a point in my life where I knew nothing was for certain. For me, abortion was off the table.
This is When Used Correctly.
Who's not on birth control? What should you ask your doctor? Does getting an IUD hurt?
Are condoms really 98% effective?
Probably not.
Just so you know, he said, that doesn't scare me. Well, it scares me, I said, though his maturity impressed me. I went off the pill in my mid-20s. I was single, had sex only occasionally, and condoms had always felt like enough. If I got into a serious relationship, I would consider going back on birth control. And this new relationship had more potential than anyone else I'd dated in recent years. He would ask deep questions like, what gives your life meaning? And make sincere offers, such as, what can I do to support you? I felt seen, heard, and understood in a way I hadn't in years. Until he asked me to go on birth control, but also said he wasn't ready to be exclusive. I came unglued. I wasn't ready to make a long-term commitment with my body if he wasn't willing to make one with his heart. He stood his ground, and we stopped having sex. I thought I knew all the ways a man could elevate his sexual needs above mine, and yet here was a new one. Asking that I take medication that alters my body chemistry every day when I wasn't sure how many days, weeks, or months he would be around. On the spectrum of male entitlement, this ranks pretty high. The fact that he didn't understand why it was such a big ask reveals how little men and women talk to each other about the decisions related to birth control, what kind and what they might do if their method failed. When we talked about it, his cluelessness often led me to tears. I feel really close to you right now, he said once as I wept in bed, and I couldn't have felt farther away. Eventually, this stalemate drove us to break up. In our last talk, I found an analogy that resonated with him. What if I told you that I'd only be in a relationship with you if you were on an antidepressant? The side effects are similar: weight gain, nausea, changes in mood. And finally, he seemed to understand what he'd been asking. Sex is never without risk, I said. There's no pill to keep you safe emotionally or keep sex free from consequence. About a year after we broke up, I did go on birth control. I got an IUD, and I got it for me. My IUD wasn't without its own problems. The first month, I had cramps nearly every day. But at least I was making the decision for myself and not to keep a man around. I still want children someday, but I want them with someone who's ready to make decisions together, who can see things from my side and not just his own.
This is the last episode of season 1, but don't worry, there will be a second season of When Used Correctly. Look out for 2 new series from the Lily and a bonus episode of When Used Correctly. Thanks for watching.